All right, here it is, y'all. The Frozen 2 Elsa Party City dress. So it's actually very nice looking. It's got this nice sparkle, shimmery material to it. It's almost like the Angel Secret Elsa material, if you're familiar with that. Except, well, it's an even cheaper version. But it's still shimmery, catches the light really well, sparkles like we want Elsa to. It's very thin though. As you can see here, the light shines through it even when it's doubled over, and it is unlined as well.
Up here, these are not real sequins, and the fabric underneath, honestly, is super thin as well. When I steamed it, apparently it stuck to the fabric behind it. Steaming it also seemed to damage it a little bit. So be careful if you steam it. It's just like a rubbery, almost like painted on sequins, I guess you could say. So steaming it made it kind of hot and a little sticky, so that could damage it. This little trim here is very rough, so it could really irritate your skin, and I can imagine it messing up some wigs too, like catching on it. It's a very, very rough, itchy feeling kind of texture there.
And honestly, there's not a lot of structure to it, so it doesn't really cut that flattering of a figure. The belt is in kind of an odd place, to be honest. It's a little too high, I think. There is some darting right here to kind of help with the top, but overall it's kind of odd. There's this weird bunching on the seam in the front that I couldn't seam out. There's also some purple at the bottom that fades up to this lovely blue. I'm not sure how screen accurate that is. Her dress looks mostly blue to me, but this definitely has a lot of purple to it. On the bottom, you'll see more details that are, again, screen printed. They're a little bit glittery, but they're just printed, so you could upgrade it with maybe some puff paint, glitter paint, some rhinestones on, the little dots there. That might zhuzh it up a little bit. And up at the top here, this is printed as well, but this is more like almost painted on actually instead of printed, like almost vinyl. You can see up here at the top, worryingly, it's already cracking a little bit, and that's just from putting it on the mannequin. So I worry that might cause a problem. It is pretty glittery though, which is nice, but I feel like that will flake off because it's just kind of painted on. The same down the sleeves here, it's just printed, painted on. So I'm not sure how long that will last. Back in the back, it's a different fabric than the front, which is kind of odd. It's very thin, as you can see. You can see the tag right through it. It's super thin, kind of stretchy material. And obviously a different material than the rest of the costume, which is how they interpreted that. The little capelet things, I don't know, they kind of leave a little to be desired. They seem a little odd, not as glorious as, we're used to Elsa's cape. It does have that same sort of printing down at the bottom here, but at least it's sparkly. I'm not sure how long that will last. It's that same kind of vinyl-y, rubbery printing. Again, they're not as glorious as we're used to her cape being. You can maybe add some rhinestones up here to kind of bring her bling up a little bit. I feel like that would be good. Another thing that kind of bothered me, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but the snowflake is a little off center. I could see it in real life, but not in the video so much. It was just kind of driving me a little crazy. There's also not really any way to adjust it. There is a zipper here. It does have this little thing that dangles. I would have rather seen the zipper end at the bottom, so it didn't have this weird dangling zip top, which is odd. That's gonna be dangling around when you sing Let It Go. At least the zipper itself is invisible, but again, it's kind of a cheap zipper. I'm not sure how long it'll last. Okay, so let's try this dress on.
First things first, this costume is so uncomfortable. Good Lord. It's just itchy. It is so itchy along the seams here, up here. The sleeves are so restricting. Like, you can, if you have any kind of muscle, it's gonna squeeze. You can just see how tight it is on my arms. This is a size small. I'll leave my measurements down below so you can kind of judge. Like, it doesn't have any structure, so it's not exactly a great fit. The bust fits pretty well, and I am wearing a black bra, but you can't really see through it, which is good. I'm also wearing black underwear to see if it passes that test, and it looks like you can't see it.
Lengthwise, it actually seems pretty accurate. I know it looks a little bit short here, but I don't have her boots. Her costume in Frozen 2 does have a bit of a shorter cut, so I think this is pretty spot on, honestly. It does have this weird little slit here, but you know, that's Elsa. What can you do?
You might want to sew a little loopy to keep it on your arm. Otherwise you'll be adjusting it all the time. I can't. Okay. Here's raising my arms, which not exactly a good look, not a good feeling. And then you have to readjust. So if you're singing Let It Go, I feel like I'm gonna bust a seam in this costume. And I'm always having to readjust it afterwards. Also, this is gonna bust up my wig. I can feel it already. My wig's already busted up, but like this is gonna make it even worse. This one you can kind of see a little bit of a bra line. I wore a thick bra just to test that out. And you can't really see panty lines too. No, you kind of can. It's cheap fabric. You could wear a corset, but like I said, you might see the lines of the corset underneath because it is such cheap, unlined, itchy fabric. It is so itchy. Oh my god. Like legit, I'd have to wear like a bodysuit underneath it to be comfortable in this. And it's just already really hot anyway, so. It's a good look though. Like I like Elsa's look. Like just the sleeves, the little things coming down kind of accentuate the curve of your back and your booty. The belt would be cool if it was a separate belt and it actually fit at my waist. My waist is like right here and it's up a little high for me. If it were a detachable belt, I could put it where it needs to go to make me look the best. As it stands, it's right here, so it's not in a great position. I say this costume looks gorgeous. Like it looks shiny, shimmery, beautiful. With a few maybe adjustments, it could fit a little better. But I think this is a photo shoot costume. Like I will probably embellish some pieces a little bit and then wear it for like one photo shoot. And that's probably it. You know, you can do a pose and then, you know, readjust how you need, you know, Photoshop anything that doesn't look right. But I think it will photograph beautifully. Just wearing it is uncomfortable. I don't think it will be that durable, as I said before. I just don't think it's a great party dress. I think the Disney store is gonna have better quality dresses for the kids, so you could end up at a party where the kid has a better dress than you. But this is just, I feel cheap in it too. Like I feel like I'm wearing a cheap costume. And if your performers feel cheap in their costumes, they're not gonna feel as empowered as they need to in order to put on a great performance. They're gonna feel cheap. So you want them to be able to feel as queenly and as elegant and as perfect as you want them to look and be and act. So this dress just feels freaking cheap. So like, how am I supposed to be like regal and poised and like Elsa if I'm always like, Jay. Ugh. I don't even want to wear this to a con just because it's so restrictive in my movement. In my arms anyway. And it's just not comfortable. It's itchy. If I wore something underneath it, it might work. It's already wrinkling. If you do wear it at a convention, plan your photo shoot in the beginning while you look prim and proper and nice before it wrinkles on you. and then spend the rest of the day in this, because you're going to want to get out of it sooner than you think. So photo shoot first, then con, because you might want to get out of it sooner. I think this thing is going to get holes immediately. The stupid zipper dangles. Parties, I don't think so. Photo shoots, yeah, I think a photo shoot, I think this will look great for a photo shoot, especially paired with an Anna and a really nice wig. This is kind of an old wig. Would you put a good wig with it? I think it could really amp it up. Good makeup. Overall, it looks good. It doesn't feel good, and it won't last. This would have to be a no for me.
Okay, so to recap, for photo shoots, I give it a 2 out of 5. I think it will photograph well. It's very shimmery and pretty, but I don't think it's a great shape. So be mindful of your posing and how it's making you look. For princess parties, I give it a 1 out of 5. It looks good on the surface, but it's super uncomfortable, it feels cheap, and it's simply just not going to last. Plus, of course, you run the risk of kids at the party having a better dress than you, which is always super embarrassing. For conventions and cosplay, I give it a 2 out of 5. Again, it's super uncomfortable, it's hot, it's itchy, it doesn't feel great, and it doesn't fit great, but it does look good for pictures. Overall, I give it a 2 out of 5. For the price, it's pretty good looking, but it's not professional and it's not going to last. So there you go. That is my review of the Party City Frozen 2 Act II Adult Elsa dress. If you want to see more of these kinds of reviews, please subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to further inspect the pictures that are up on your screen now, check me out at It's Kitty Cosplay on Facebook. There is a link down in the description. Thank you so much for watching!
I feel like I could Hulk out of him any minute.